Hey, it's Larry from PriceIt Software here today with a longtime customer of ours from Palomar Printing, Mr. Sam Wildt. How you doing today?
Doing great, Larry. Thanks for having me. And how's everything looking up in Vermont?
It's looking pretty good. Starting to look a little more like spring, and couldn't be happier about it.
Same here.
Where are you guys located again?
Down in Worcester, Mass.
Worcester. All right.
Yeah, it's not far from you, but it's a little further south. And
Yeah. So tell me a little bit about Palomar, what you guys do, and how long you've been around, and where PriceIt kind of came into the mix here.
All right. Well, we started in '99 when I was still in the military, and we kind of
Thank you for your service, sir.
Well, it's my honor to do it. We did it as a side gig just to make a few extra bucks here and there. And then when I got out of the military, I thought I did everything right. 10 years military experience, got a master's degree, blah, blah, blah. Couldn't find a job. So we took the hobby per se and made it a full-time job. And that was, like 1999. So
nice.
Sketchy. But, here we are. And then I was at a trade show and ran into Ron Boscom, the founder there. And
yeah,
kind of looked at what he had. And it was very user-friendly to me. And, Ron being a Navy veteran as well, we had something in common. So we started just talking. And then next thing I know, we've been using PriceIt now for, 15, 18 years.
Oh, wow.
And it's great because it allows me to do so many things at one location that other things didn't allow me, or we didn't have to look stuff up or pricing or whatever. And it was more consistent. Whether you came in today or Friday, I'm going to quote you the same quote versus having to look stuff up, trying to, what I charged them last time, this and this. It takes the guesswork out of your I'm going to say your profit, because you're putting the numbers in, making it where you are going to be profitable versus guessing or losing money or leaving money on the table per se. So for us, it's a tool to use that makes us move faster. Everything's in one place and we're not losing money, on jobs, because we can see what, on the bottom right-hand side tells you what your gross profit's going to be. So, even a new person can say, wow, we're charging $6 for a sweatshirt. That doesn't quite seem right.
Right.
And then back, I didn't fill in the category, or, usually it's a user error, not anything you guys did. And then it's like, but again, you can look at it and it doesn't make sense. So then people, whoever's working, the software can be like, okay, let me go back and look at there's the mistake I made. And then you're not losing money per job.
It's kind of like a stopgap for you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's more checks and balances.
Yeah. And coming from the military, that's something that you're pretty familiar with, I'm sure.
Yes. I like systems.
Yeah, me too. What were you guys doing before that? It must've been like little bit of cowboy stuff going on before, wasn't it?
We were printing, 100 at a time or whatever. We'd print off things on the computer and just fill it in and, be like, okay, if somebody came in, they wanted to say a G200, okay, what's that cost? What's a black shirt cost? And then make a profit on that. Okay, they're going to print 3 colors in the front, 1 color on the back. Have to figure out that cost. How many screens? Blah, blah. It's with PriceIt. It was, that's one of the things I liked. We actually got rid of doing screen fees, and we just incorporate into the everyday price. So that way there's no line items. The customers see what they're paying. There's no surprises on their end or on ours. And it just works very well for our business. And I think a lot of other people think the same, since you guys are so successful and moving forward, adding more features all the time and making it user-friendly for us, the end users, versus what you think we want.
I really appreciate you saying that. So you must use PriceIt every single day, right?
Oh, we use it all day. I have 3 office people and we use it. We're on it constantly. The artist is using it to upload the art and send it for approval to the customers and that's a newer feature within the last year. I think we started using it, where you can just, you put the artwork in there, it sends it to them. They digitally sign off on it or reject it, but then they have to tell you why. And then we can make those changes. So it's more seamless as far as getting responses from a customer to keep our production moving as fast as we can.
Oh, that's great. That's good to hear. So no more like looking through an email to find the conversation and having it, oh, well, someone else answered them too. So now you're having to run to a different desk and none of that nonsense anymore. You're just, everything's right there for you.
Yeah, and it shows up right there. And then, even we've been using it, which I was never not against it, but I just never used it, was the actual like ordering of shirts. And then when they get here, checking them in. So anybody can look and say, okay, they've been ordered. They're here. Let's get them on the line to get them printed.
So you're able to look at PriceIt, or look at the dashboard and see
absolutely
where that job is, and look at the overhead view, like the jobs in progress. And you just know like that,
it's one view. You can say, oh, you know what? It's approved. It's ordered. The shirts are here. You can even put, the scheduled date that you want to print it in here. So there's really, like you just said, it's a dashboard, but in one screen, you can answer just about every question about that order.
Oh, that's cool. So that just lets you make snap decisions. Sometimes that can save you time and money even. Like if you say, this was scheduled for Friday, but look, everything's here, it's ready. We had something else. We can do this job now if we want, because it's ready.
Or we had it scheduled for this date, but they didn't approve the artwork. So now we know, okay, this job's ready. Like you said, okay, they didn't approve the artwork, but we had scheduled, let's slide 2 jobs in there, or 1, or whatever. So it can make the flow work better with
a little more flexibility for you then.
Yep.
Very good. Very good. So were we kind of your first choice, or had you looked at our competition at all when you were doing this? And if so,
no, I'm kind of an analytical guy. So I looked at like 3 or 4 different ones, but some were like based on the volume you do. And I'm like, why would my shirts if I do 100,000 shirts a month for, say, over all my customers, why would I charge less based on that versus doing 10,000 shirts a month? It's you should go by the market. If the market will hold, I'm making these numbers up, but say the market holds a $10 shirt. Well, why would I discount that if it is 100,000 versus 10,000? Shouldn't it be, max your profit out? That was a big thing that I didn't like on a couple of other softwares, because you put in like your overhead, your payroll, all that, and then you get, a number you should be doing, which whatever. So that was one negative for the other ones. And then, I also, the customer service here at PriceIt, I mean, you call, you get somebody, you get, Brian's, and they can just answer it. Ron answers the phone, and he's the owner, and you still get him on the phone, and he can say, yeah, let me correct that, or let me do this, or let me do that, or whoa, we just got to reset it, or whatever. That to me is big, because we all are in sales in some way or shape or form, and I like to be able to pick up the phone and call somebody and have my issue fixed.
That seems to be a lot of people saying that, that instead of getting like a ticket and said, we'll call you in 48 to 72 hours, people like to call us up and just talk to a real person.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think 99% of America is like that. It's, but you guys are doing it. Same with us here. We don't have a phone system. You call, we answer the phone. It's no push 1 for this or 2 for that. It's, hey, this is Sam, Nolan, Sophia, whoever's answering the phone is getting, you're getting a live person.
Oh, that's fantastic. So you're very happy then, I would say, about our tech support and our availability. What about like our flexibility to make like little changes and stuff like that, or custom changes to your software? Have you had any experience with that with us?
Yeah, I mean, it's, I know you guys listen to what people say about like, hey, I want this feature, that feature. And it's like I said, it's user friendly, because I think you guys listen to what the end users want versus what you think we want.
Right. Yeah.
And you take that into accountability. Some stuff you can't do, which, again, it's software, so we're only limited by what we can program it to do.
Right.
But it's user friendly, and that's the biggest thing. It's it's just like I tell people buying shirts. Okay, yeah, you can do white shirts; they're cheap. but don't you want people to wear them every day?
Yeah, close it down.
People don't wear white shirts every day. So maybe go with the
True.
gray. You use your money to your advantage and your marketing, realm to get more people to do it. Well, you listening to them, us, the end users, it makes it where we're going to use it every day, and we're going to tell people about it and, share experiences with it and everything else.
So basically, you're using this every day in your business. It's actually helped you maintain a profit and all that. What are some of the your favorite features of PriceIt? Like, what are the ones that you use most often, or the ones that you think your favorite feature?
Well, I don't know about features. I think it's the software where I can literally give a quote in 30 seconds.
Yeah.
I want a G200. It's a dark. It's a royal. I want 200 mediums, and it's one color front, one color back. I can hit calculate, and it tells me a price. And that the speed of that, and the difference is, I always use this analogy is, do you go to McDonald's and argue with them about their pricing?
No, no, not at all.
Because it's written there and the computer says it. And I've noticed that with customers, the computer says it's this price. They don't seem to haggle as much because the computer says that's the price.
Right. Instead of you sitting there going okay, and then adding it all up, they're not going to try to nickel and dime you because the computer says.
Correct. And so I think that is, I know it's not a feature, but it's what the software is designed to do. And I think that is the biggest element of it, that it saves us time, money, and then it's documented. So if they come back later and say, oh, instead of 200 shirts, I only want 50, you can do a quick reorder, put the quantity at 50, hit calculate again, it kicks the price out. And then they can't argue with it because the computer is saying it.
Right.
Thing.
Are you using any of our store? Do you have any stores like Shopify or anything like that, or Order My Gear?
We do. We have Shopify stores.
Okay. Are you using that integration yet on that?
We are not, because evidently I'm learning about it right now.
That's awesome. Well, Sam, after this, let's schedule some time. We need to get that integration working for you.
Perfect.
And so basically you'll be able to download your store right into PriceIt instead of hand keying it now. So
cool.
That's a fairly new feature, and we'll talk about that more. So we also done that with Inksoft and also with Order My Gear. So there's 3 different options there people can choose from. So we'll talk about that more.
Awesome.
Would you recommend us to other shops?
I don't. Would I recommend you? I already do recommend you to other shops. I'm a fan. It's like I said. I mean, I've been doing it for 15 years with you guys, or longer. I don't know how long it's been, but it's been a long time. And I can't sing the praises enough of you guys, because you have made me more successful.
Oh, man, thank you.
That is, I think, a huge. Again, I'm not a sales guy, and I'm just an everyday screen printer embroidery guy, and the tools that you guys have given us through the software makes it leaps and bounds, I think, above some of my competition. And I had a story from, God, I don't know how long, probably 10 years ago now, 10, 12 years ago, but gave the guy a quote, sent it to him. 2 days later, I followed up. Hey, just wanted to check, see if you had any questions or if you made a decision. He goes, yeah, let's do it. So cool. We do all the paperwork. And then he comes and picks his stuff up 7 days later. And he goes, hey, I'm just going to let you know, you're like $1.50 more expensive than your competitor. I go, okay, then why'd you go with me? He goes, well, I got the quote last night from him.
Oh, wow.
So I got his job quoted and printed faster than he got a quote from one of my competitors, and they're no longer in business. And that's probably a good reason why, because it took them a week and a half to get quote to
man.
But I did it instantly, with the PriceIt software, where I can just, hey, I put in what he needed. He had, a couple colors front and back. He calculate, hey, here's your price. And again, it took him a week and a half basically to get a quote from the other shop. And so that's I use that. I tell that to people, and they're just like, wow, yeah,
That's
we're more
fantastic.
expensive, but it's also, you get what you pay for.
You do. And, a lot of folks in this business get into price wars and price, shopping, and your work should stand for its own. And if you give consistent product every time, on time, with good customer service, people are more apt to pay that because that's what they're looking for. You can go with cheap, but it's not always the best, and your experience is not going to be the best.
No, and I always, it's, do you want me here in 5 years? Do you want me to print your stuff till you retire? I want to, and I know what I need to charge to do that. We don't gouge people. We don't, charge outrageous prices. We're not the cheapest. We're not the most expensive. We just know what we need to charge. And, again, being able to print out reports from the, PriceIt, I can say, hey, you know what? We're losing money here. We need to increase here. Or why we charge you so much for that item? Whatever. We can do that. Run reports to find out how profitable we were versus, like with our payroll to that, we can merge them together for, a good P&L at the end of the month and, know what months are good, what months are bad. Well, knowing what months are bad, okay, hey, what do we got to do to maybe market a couple months before that to keep that month good? And so it's a lot more than just a pricing system. It's also used, at least for me, for marketing and what else goes into the business. Are we making money on these jobs? Are we breaking even?
We'll go back to the military. I mean, go back to our military backgrounds is like, intel is super important. So you don't end up taking a huge loss and you accomplish your objectives. Yeah.
That's what it is. It's, and that's something I look at often, probably twice a month. Hey, where are we at compared to last year? Well, the last few years have been messed up, but where are we at compared to everything else? And are we making money? Because I'm not here to hang out. I mean, it's fun to hang out, but I really, I know my mortgage company likes that. And so, that the pricing system helps me do that. And it does it with very few keystrokes, and it gives me great information almost instantly.
Well, so you get that, you stay informed, you're able to make decisions, and you're able to not basically have your eyes wide open and know what's going on around you and be able to tell what needs to change or what needs to, how are we doing? That's fantastic news, Sam. And I think that a lot of folks that are looking at software don't look to that level. Maybe that's something I'm going to start talking about more when I'm doing my demos, is the reporting feature and how you can get those metrics.
That's important because I think a lot of people that get into this industry, they're very good technicians, but they're not always the best business, running a business person. Right. So it takes a lot of that guesswork out because you can see, you can print a report. Hey, we did, in the month of January, we did $110,000. Okay, but it cost us 120 and just in sales, but it cost us 120,000 to run our business. Well, you're losing 10 grand a month, dude. You need to, be able to see that quick is there. Or, if hey, I want a 50% margin on gross, not labor and overhead and stuff. Is that, we did that. Okay, then you can bang that against, your suppliers' invoices. Hey, we're making, 37%, we're making 52, whatever it is, you can do it easily.
You can easily change your pricing if you need to jump it up a few percents or whatever you need to do.
We just did that the other day because, as all the vendors are going up, and he actually just called you guys the other day and said, hey, we want to raise everything 3%. And you're like, hit this button, boom, done. And it was, it updated.
Nice.
With, and it's, I don't like necessarily raising prices, but also I need to stay in business. So
you got mouth to feed, so if you have the tool and you can justify it, you can move forward without any thought, be like, this is what needs to happen. And it's not just, I'm not just guessing that needs to happen. This is the black and white of it.
And you're right. It's not an emotional response. It's a concrete, objective response. Hey, I have this, I need this. There's a disconnect in between them. How do we get that to be equal? Right. And then once that happens, like I said, we raised it 3%. It should have maybe been more, but I'm also, we're a good place business wise, and we want to see our people see it around us. The more they make, the more we make, our customers.
That's awesome.
They're buying more stuff, everything else. So I want to be wealthy over, 25, 40 years versus make a quick buck today.
That's fantastic. Well, Sam, I really do appreciate it. I think next time I'm in the Worcester area, I'm going to have to look you up. We're not too far away from you, so nope. I really should just swing by sometime.
Yeah, we're here.
All right, brother. Well, man, I want to thank you so much for your time today. So I know it's a busy season for everybody, but for you to take a few minutes and talk about PriceIt and maybe help some other folks make a decision for their shop. And I think they can
always look me up too if they have questions from a non-salesman, because I don't sugarcoat stuff, as you know.
No.
It's if I have an issue, I have an issue. I just call up and take care of it. But like I said, it's helped our business tremendously, and I can't thank you guys enough for creating it and continuing to support it and update it the way you do to make it more user friendly for us end users.
Well, the feeling's mutual. We're very thankful to you and your company and your continued support and encouragement, actually. And I look forward to many, many, many more years working with you. And I do appreciate it. So folks can reach out to you at Palomar Printing if they have any questions. What's your phone number down there?
The email is sam@Palomar Printing, and then palomarprinting.com, and then 508-856 7237.
All right. Well, Sam, thank you so much today. And I really appreciate it. I'll go send you a copy of this when I'm done, and we'll go from there.
Awesome. Thanks, Larry.
Thanks, buddy. Have a great day.
You too.
Yep. Bye-bye.